Advaita Pancharatnam of Sri Shankaracharya, explained by Sri D.B. Gangulli. Naham deho nendriyanyantarango nahankarah pranavargo na buddhihi daraha patyakshetra vittadiduraha sakshi nityah pratyagatma shivoham. We have seen the explanation of this first shloka. Second, Rajvajnanad bhati rajjau yathahihi swat ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಹರಿ ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶಾಯ ನಮಃ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ, ದಂಬೆ, ಪುಣಚ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. So, yesterday we have seen that we are always eternally of Shiva Swarupa alone is the correct knowledge. Here one objection can be raised. To say that the rope is an object for cognitive consciousness, while the snake merely appears, is not proper. The rule of law here is that which appears is itself an object. Hence, it seems that here in this instance, to assume that some particular snake alone appears is the correct thing to do. Otherwise, if universal experience is discarded and if it is contended that it can also be like the appearing phenomenon or object is one and the actual object is another, then when we see a man, we may see a river. Then when we see a hill, we may see a city, and when we see an elephant, we may see a chicken. But in our experience, it is not like this anywhere or at any time. This is an objection. A consolation for this: there is no rule of law that always we have an experience of an object as it is. To explain, if we dip one hand in cold water and dip the other hand in hot water, then taking out both the hands, if we dip them together in lukewarm water, then to the hand which was dipped in cold water, it appears as if the lukewarm water, as if the water is hot. And to the hand which was dipped in hot water, it appears as if the water is cold, because of the reason that, so it is a relative perception. What do you say? Because of the reason that one and the same water at one and the same time cannot possibly have different degrees of heat, although that lukewarm water was actually with one temperature. Due to Bhranti, we have to believe that it appears to exist in different degrees of heat. Those who are obstinate in asserting that as it appears distinctly, an object should invariably exist, will have to imagine that actually in one and the same water there exist different degrees of heat. This proposition or theory is not acceptable to anyone at all. Apart from this, it is in everyone's experience that in cognition there are two types, which is correct cognition and wrong cognition. Further, in the correct cognition, the object appears as it is, and in the wrong cognition, it appears in a different form. It being so, to imagine or infer in the manner it is not correct in reality, or actually it should be like this, quite against universal experience, can never be proper or justifiable. Hence, the contention that the rope itself appears to be a snake due to misconception is itself the correct conclusion. Objection: how can it be said to be wrong if during the time of appearance of the snake we believe that a snake actually existed? If it is wrong, then when the rope appears during that time, what evidence can be adduced to assert about the real existence of the rope? That is another objection. Solution: to this we have already given an answer indeed. Although during the spell of delusion it appears in the manner this is a snake, when the correct cognition accrues, we get the clear conviction born out of experience in the manner this is a rope alone. In it there never existed a snake at all. Not only visual sensory perception, but we can also confirm this by touching it or by the touching sense also. Hmm. So double sensory perception is more stronger than single sense. So mere eye, we may see in a dim light it is a snake, but if we put a light, more bright light, then by visual perception only we can see it is a rope, what is its exact nature, and by touch also we can feel it, no, by another sense. So then it is finally agreed by all others also if we show it. All will say as this is a rope only, but nobody will say this is a snake, right? So when the correct cognition accrues, we get the clear conviction born out of experience in the manner this is a rope alone. In it, there never existed a snake at all. The experience of having seen a snake was truly a delusion. But the cognition of the rope is not like that at all. No one ever gets the experience of the effect. This is not a rope. Therefore, yeah, cognition of the rope is permanent. But cognition of snake is not permanent. After a bright light or after touching, we feel that it is not rope, but actually it is not snake, but actually rope. So, therefore, it is the correct experience alone. That experience which is sublated or falsified can never be real. Another objection: what about the case in which one delusion is cancelled or falsified by another delusion? For instance, from a distance a man thinks or imagines that in the ground there exists a crevice, fissure, and when he approaches, he decides it is only a stick. But when he still further approaches the spot, he finally decides it is truly a rope. In this example, the cognition of the stick sublated or falsified the cognition of the crevice. Even so, the former was not real. How do you explain or solve this problem? Consolatory solution: the example that you have mentioned also supports the doctrine that that which is sublated or falsified is not real. That the cognitive knowledge which sublates another should always be real is not a rule of law. It is true, but at the same time, it cannot be averred from this that people in general have never acknowledged the existence of an object that is never sublated. In this illustration, although the snake appearing in the rope is actually a snake due to the delusion of one person, but to all others it is appearing as a rope alone. After it is examined and observed, even to that person who had wrongly cognized it is a snake, the object now appears as a rope alone. Thus, in our empirical transactions, because of the reason that both the rope and the cognition that it is a rope are never sublated, people in general have acknowledged it as a correct, proper knowledge or cognition. Assuming the cognition of the rope as real in consonance with this with this acceptance by all people, here in this context we have given the illustration of the rope snake, but it is not at all our opinion that the rope knowledge is really, that is in the ultimate analysis, abadhya or inviolable, never to be sublated. In fact, for Vedantins who affirm or propound that Atman alone is absolutely ultimately real, in him only both jivatva, soulhood, and jagat, world of duality, are misconceived. If it is contended that the rope, which is the support or substrate for the snake, is also unreal, there is no harm or threat posed to their teaching. In their ultimate spiritual teaching or Siddhanta, because of the reason of the whole world of duality itself is mithya or unreal, false, even the rope which is included in that world is also mithya indeed. Even so, the rope is a vyavaharika satya or empirical reality. But the snake which appears in it due to bhranti is not like that at all. It is not also vyavaharika satya also. It is not vyavaharika satya also. It may not be, it is not not at all a paramarthika satya, but it is not vyavaharika satya also. What? The appearance of the snake in the rope. Rope is Vyavaharika Satya, but appearance of snake in the rope is not Vyavaharika Satya also. It is not Satya only. Between these two, that is the rope and the appearance of a snake, this difference or distinction will always continue to exist. So, rope is also not Paramarthika Satya, still it is a Vyavaharika Satya. But a snake is not Vyavaharika Satya also when seen on a rope. That is, when a rope actually in Vyavaharika Satya is appeared as a snake. It is not Vyavaharika Satya, it is illusion in Vyavahara also, in daily transaction also. So, this is the thing that we have seen today. Next, we have because Atman is not cognized, Jivatva is appearing. This topic. So, rope snake example we have finished explaining. Now, in the similar way, Atman and Jivatva. About this, we will see in the next session. Hare Rama. Thank you.